There are a few things that you'll notice if your press-on nail is too small. First off the bat is that it will not cover your entire nail fully, even with pressure. So if your natural nail peaks from underneath the press-on, either on one side or on both sides, then the press-on nail is definitely too small. So the sides of the press-on nail should sit flush against your nail's natural sidewall on both sides. Another sign is if your press-on nail is catching on things or lifting at the sides, even if it feels secure at the center. Another one is if your press-on nails are popping off with the slightest bit of pressure, even after application, despite having prepped and applied your nails properly. The reason why they're doing this is because the press-on nail is so small, it's actually working twice as hard with the glue to just stay on your fingernail. Another one is if you're looking at your hands and your fingers just look slightly off, or that the press-on nail looks perched on your nail rather than growing out from your fingernail, then it's most likely too small. One sign that's not as obvious, especially if you're new to press-ons, is if it pinches whilst you're sizing your nails. If the press-on nail slightly pinches or you feel a little bit of pressure, then it's most likely too small. And lastly, one that will be obvious after you apply your nails is if you feel any dull aching or pinching or any discomfort that progressively gets worse. If your nails are feeling uncomfortable a few minutes or even hours after application, then the press-on nails are definitely too small for your nail beds. So the only way to fix this really is just to size up next time. If you are in between sizes, always size up, never down, because sizing up will give you more material to work with. You can always file the press-on nail down to your exact size, whereas if you have a press-on nail that's already too small, you can't really add material back to it to make it bigger. And to be on the safe side, when you're measuring your nails with a sizing kit, always take your time and apply pressure as though you're applying them in real life. So not too much pressure, because you might just be forcing a small size to fit your nail, and putting too little pressure won't give you an accurate measurement either. So the best way to find your measurements using a sizing kit is to apply pressure on the press-on nail and then check all around the nail. Press-on nail should sit flush against both side walls of your natural nail. It should not overlap onto the skin of your finger, and it should cover your entire nail, so no natural nail is peeking out from underneath. And if you're unsure, always just size up. There should be a little bit of gapping between your nail and the press-on. This is just where the glue will sit to actually bond both your nail and the press-on together. However, if the gapping is significant, then you might have trouble getting the press-on nail to stick. So you want to play around with the pressure, see what's comfortable. If the gap gets smaller when you apply pressure and everything checks out, then you're fine. So significant gapping will just mean that you will need more liquid glue to fill in the gap. One quick tip when sizing your nails as well is make sure that your natural nails are trimmed to be slightly shorter than the press-on nail itself. This can also impact your sizing, believe it or not. So just make sure that your natural nails are in exactly the same state as when you size them when you come to apply them. That way your measurements will be more accurate. And I think that's pretty much it. Goodbye.